What's up, all? It's the winter solstice. That means it's Yule, right? Well, maybe. While the evidence for a midwinter celebration for pagan Anglo-Saxons is very fuzzy, we're on much firmer ground when it comes to the pagan Norse because Ynglinga Saga specifically mentions Yule as a midwinter pagan celebration for the Norse. However, it doesn't really time the date. To look for a date, we have to look at Håkon the Good saga, which says that it was originally celebrated on midwinter, but moved by King Håkon of Norway to coincide with Christmas, which gives us the date of midwinter. And that's the winter solstice, right? Not necessarily. It could be, but possibly not. We have to keep in mind that this saga is written by Snorri Sturluson, who is Icelandic, and at the time there is a such thing called the Icelandic calendar used by Iceland during Christian conversion to sort of reconcile the earlier Germanic lunar solar system that they were probably using with the Christian Julian calendar that the rest of the Christian world was using. And midwinter is actually a date on the Icelandic calendar that lands somewhere in the middle of January. And because it's a reconciliation of the lunar solar calendar, it's very likely that this was originally the full moon in January, which has led many to argue that therefore Yule has to be celebrated on the full moon in January. But even if this is in fact true and accurate, as modern practitioners, you should take a moment to consider the context of the holiday. Pure imitation without this context is a hollow celebration. And so you should consider what Yule means to you and whether or not the date actually matters. For me personally, since part of my family celebrates Christmas and is Christian and part of my family is not and doesn't celebrate Christmas, sometimes a lunar solar date is just scheduling convenience. But I'm sure plenty of people say I'm doing it wrong anyway, regardless of how I do it.